Hello everyone, Ace here, and today we are back with another Ace Impressions, this time having a look at Adeptus Titanicus Dominus. So you may be asking yourself now whether or not this game is worth the asking price, and yes, also what exactly it is. Adeptus Titanicus Dominus is essentially a turn-based strategy game centered around using the Titans from Warhammer 40k. So in other words, it's basically a lot like the Battletech games, except instead of the Battletech universe, it is Warhammer 40k. So then, let's come to the asking price of whether or not it is worth the $30 that this game wants from you. And unfortunately, that answer is a hard no, and there's several reasons for this. First of all, I want to put this to perspective for you. The Battletech game itself, you can acquire it for just $10 more than this game without it being on sale. Right now, at the time of writing, the Battletech is on sale for a grand total of $10. It is actually cheaper than this. In fact, you could buy the Mercenary Collection and get all the DLC for that, and it would still only cost you pennies more right now than this game. So I want you to keep that in mind while we go through this. And also, let's talk about the campaign here. There are two campaigns. You can play as the Imperium or Chaos. There's also a skirmish mode where you can basically, well, it's what it says on the tin. But let's go ahead and get into Campaign and Campaign Plus. You may be wondering what the difference is between these. Campaign gives you a pre-set selection of Titans to stomp around with in your respective missions, and Campaign Plus lets you pick whatever Titans you want at the start. You might have noticed, then, a very basic problem here. You know how Battletech has damage be persistent across your mech, so you actually have to take care of them, and also how the mech warriors gain skills and whatnot the more they stick around? Adeptus Titanicus Dominus has nothing of the sort in it. You basically can lose as many Titans as you want, but so long as you win the mission, you're good to go for the next one. So you can probably imagine, and that's a huge problem because for this particular genre, the stuff that happens before even getting into the missions is often as important as the actual missions themselves and how they play out. And they also give the missions far more character. But to show you what the game actually plays like, let's actually get into one of the missions. By the way, you can't actually skip these cutscenes from what I've seen, and that's another problem to this game's...
Sire, we have new enemy war engine signals on all specs. Approaching fast.
See?
Looks like 2 more Chaos Warhounds, with a Battle Titan bringing up the rear.
Another Reaver is almost ready to reinforce you, Princeps Maxim. Hold the line.
Another thing you'll notice with this particular game is that a lot of the in-game cutscenes are actually made to look like a comic book. They are, however, to their credit, far better than Marvel's efforts so far when it comes to Warhammer 40k, but...
2 Warhounds and a Reaver Battle Titan.
So, they've got the first move in this particular case. I'd still say in this mission we still have the advantage. Another thing, by the way, to note is that the victory points that you have to secure change. They change every single time you play, which is one of the few things, one of the few benefits to when it comes to replayability with this particular game. Say we're a little bit far out as far as range is concerned. But it looks like some of the... Well, we'll give it a shot, see what happens. Who knows, it might hit the shields. Yep, it is hitting the shields, although we're not being very accurate. And now he takes a turn with one of his Titans. And he's just going to run straight into range for this here, so simple enough to take him out. Also, yeah, the AI isn't particularly skillful in this game from what I've seen. It's not the worst AI I've ever seen, but it's not very good. And it looks like they're trying to flank us this time by going around here. Although that's not really going to help them very much because I already have troops over here and can easily send this guy over. Don't know if he'll actually be able to hit this thing at any point, but nope, apparently not. But we don't have to really worry about that because it does seem like ammo is infinite in this, which another advantage that BattleTech has in terms of depth in comparison to this. That said, you do have the ability to lose weapons, just like BattleTech, although you're not going to know just how much health specific parts of the Titan actually have. So we did take him out. All you have is a regular health bar plus a stability bar and a shield bar. So we're going to get messed up here because he's got this. Likely going to lose an arm. Apparently not. That is rather surprising. But okay.
No enemy beyond his wrath.
So what would I demand from this game if it were to become acceptable? Well, first of all, the price would need to be lowered. Also, friendly fire is a thing in this too. But first of all, the price has to be lowered. It has to be, I would say, for a game, right from the get-go, $10 to $15 is what this should be. Secondly, damage persistence and being able to carry over your Titans and whatnot so that they get better with time. Another necessity for this game. Because right now it is a little bit too simplistic, too, which is another problem. So we've almost killed this guy here.
Reaver has been deployed, Princeps Maxim.
And there's a new Reaver, but unfortunately we don't get to command him just yet. That's fine for now. Okay, we will actually move this guy up forward a little bit so we can... But yeah, a persistent campaign plus a lowered price tag would be the two things I would recommend right off the bat for this. Also, now that I mentioned it, also make it so that we know just how much health different limbs and whatnot have. So that way, being able to take out a weapon and figure out just how much health that weapon has before it just falls off would be a really good idea. Okay, so it is our activation again. It says it is. And also the game can be a little bit buggy at times too. Oh yeah, I forgot about this guy.
Destroys us. It weakens us.
But I have seen bugs in this game too. Again, even though it came out of early access, and the whole point of early access is to get rid of those bugs, but I digress. And yeah, that's another thing this game would need to fix. So he's going to be shooting at us there. There goes one of our weapons.
Billions live or die by our actions.
Alright, let's go ahead and attack him over here. Now, it likely won't actually take out... It might take out one of his arms, which would be useful, although... No, not really.
Our duty is our dedication.
Well, we can get into melee range, which is another thing the game does actually do a little bit. Although, I would argue it's... one good thing about melee is that it ignores armor, if I remember correctly, or no, it ignores shields. Bad news is melee is also a little bit imbalanced because apparently enemy space marine, Chaos Space Marines actually are a greater threat to your Titan than an enemy Warhound. Actually, let's try seeing if we can move this guy.
Fight with this machine and guard it from the shame.
We'll get him into position first, and then hopefully do something there. And then we'll get this guy into position over here, take that point from him.
We walk.
That should get us another victory point. Plus, hopefully, a good position to flank. They're probably going to get the next turn, and that'll be an issue for me, but... Oh, it's our activation. So, I can get into position here.
Than flesh.
Can I take out one of the arms, please? Or take the entire Titan out? That would be nice. Nope. But we are close. In fact, he might have just gotten himself destroyed with this attack. We will see.
We walk in the Omnissiah's name.
Oh, he destroyed himself.
All threats have been neutralized. Princeps Helena, I want your scout maniple to continue sweeping the area. No more surprises.
And our Titan got beat up by an enemy dead Titan that is still standing. Yep, and it destroyed us! Oh, somehow, wow! See what I mean by the game having bugs, too? Alright, we'll just get out of here. But yeah, like I said, the big question of whether or not this game is worth the $30, no. In fact, it needs quite a lot before it would actually be acceptable for $10 or $15. The thing is, I would actually want the developers of this to fix the game, lower the price, and if they did those things, I would happily play this game again and just make a new video, because I wouldn't actually want this to be the end of it. I would want them to legitimately fix this, rise from the ashes, and make a decent game out of this, but at this point, I cannot recommend it to you. It is just too overpriced, there's not enough there for you, and at the end of the day, it is still far too buggy as well. Now, again, I know this isn't a smaller indie title, but still, this, yeah, it's just not acceptable. Hopefully, though, they are able to actually fix the problems that I've mentioned and add in the new features and all that. But that's one thing we will have to see on. In any case, this has been Ace. Hope to see you guys again soon. Take care. Ace out.